Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. This is the 17th of November 2025, and I don't have any commentary as such. We are going to go directly into our TradingView platform to do some technical analysis, and we'll take it from there because there is no meaningful news that can be acted upon. I'm just waiting here to see if the live stream status is looking good. Just take a minute. And I hope we are streaming live right now. Okay, I'll repeat it again. Hey all, good morning. This is 17th of November 2025 and this is Raj here. Today we are going to go directly into the technical analysis because I think there is no meaningful information available. If you think about it, no economic data coming from BLS. And we also know that there are some repo pressures going on. And of course, the biggest focus this week is going to be NVDA earnings. And Jensen Huang had earlier mentioned that there is a huge order backlog for them. So this is the article I'm talking about. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang surprised investors with a $500 billion forecast. It will come up at earnings. Now, this is a big question. When you look at backlog forecast, that's how Oracle also jumped almost, I think 40%. It was a huge jump for Oracle, and then slowly it came down. The problem with future orders backlog is that they could also be cancelled, and we already have information that many, hi, good morning hot dog. We also have information that there are some data center plans that have been shelved, I think by Microsoft and few other companies. So I wouldn't go by the future order book. We have already got forward PE. So this is highly risky. So I'm not doing any major commentary. Directly let us go into our analysis because nobody knows what NVIDIA is going to report and the expectations are quite high. Now, if you look at S&P 500, I've just made this a little bit longer so that you can see how elevated we are. I'm just going to recalibrate the chart. So as you can see, this is a long-term parallel channel in which we were traveling. And then we broke out from here. This is a channel that started from 27th of December of 2021. And we have been in it for a very long time. And then we broke out decisively on the 9th of September 2025. Since then, we have done a head and shoulder formation and we are coming down, and the neckline is within this parallel. So if it comes inside this parallel and if it breaks the neckline, then definitely we have a lot of impetus for it to go down. And if it wants to bounce back up again, then the neckline, above the neckline, you have a resistance, which is this diagonal line of support from the previous parallel channel. So that's the setup that we are looking at. Now let us get a closer look at S&P 500 futures. And what we will see here is that the futures are mildly up 0.02%, which is neither here nor there. But you will see this diagonal line of resistance. The first question for today is, are we going to be able to break through this diagonal line of resistance? And for today, it's at 6,766.50. Right now, we are at 6,756.25, slightly under it. And remember, this is also a very sharp slope, which means every day the resistance falls down by a significant number. So we have seen this consolidation here. This is a good point for it to break out. But if we see a drop like this today, then that could be a problem. So let us wait and watch what happens out here. We also have this neckline, which I mentioned before, which is the trigger point for the head and shoulder pattern, in which case the target will be way inside the parallel channel. Next, let's go on to NASDAQ. NASDAQ also has a head and shoulder pattern, and NASDAQ is up 0.09% in pre-market. And we have this diagonal line of support out here, which is going to give us support at somewhere around 24,909.75. So the NASDAQ futures is looking at a decent amount of support. And I have pegged the neckline for this. I don't think I have done a neckline out here before, but I would hazard that a neckline could be found somewhere out here. assuming this to be a shoulder, this is the head and this is the other shoulder. So our neckline for today, if we were to come down here, is 24,410.25. So we seem to be traveling in that direction, but this support could be quite strong. So let us wait and watch what happens with regard to the support. Next, let's go on to dollar index. Dollar index is consolidating a little bit. We have support at 99.197. So I'm just going to mark this green. So this is the support for today. And you can see that market sentiment for the dollar is almost close to neutral. And we have VIX, which has gone up 4.49%. And I think as the VIX goes up, we'll have to see the indices coming down. The futures are looking tepid, but elevated risk VIX indicates that there's a possibility that the index is likely to fall down. And you look at gold. Gold was negative when I started this doing the analysis, but right now it is up 0.24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a very tentative bullish pennant. So this is going to be my bullish pennant, and the upper bound will be in red. So we have got too many lines out here, but I'm going to talk through it one by one. So my bullish pennant is to give me an idea. If we are able to break out from here, then I can put a target out there. So that's for the bullish pennant. Now, with regard to this parallel lines, this is going to be a resistance. The top of the parallel line is going to be a resistance for today. And the resistance for gold today is going to be 4143.10. And the support for gold today is going to be at 3964.13. The market sentiment is continuing to be bearish. MACD has turned bearish, but momentum is still above average. So gold may consolidate a little bit. If it consolidates, it has a better chance of breaking out of this pennant. And then that could mean that the next target would be this diagonal line of resistance. So we'll take it from there when we come to it. Put call ratio is almost neutral. Now let's go on to look at the indicators themselves and see what are the resistance and support for S&P 500. S&P 500 neckline for the head and shoulder pattern is at around 6,555.58. Right now we're at 6,734.10. Today we were slightly higher on S&P 500 in the futures. It was almost neutral to a little positive. So I'm thinking that when we open, we may probably be above the support of 6,648.54. And if that is the case, that will be the first level of support for today. First level of resistance for today is going to be 6,688.63 for S&P 500 index. Now, if you look at market sentiment, bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average. So the probability of going down is higher than the probability of going up. Then we have NASDAQ. NASDAQ is up 0.06% as of the last closing. And today in the pre-market session, we saw that it was a little bit elevated. Not much to write home about, but I would say that we are most probably going to open just above this parallel channel. And if we do that, then the top of this parallel channel will become support at 25,041.57. And the line out here at 25,209.37 will end up becoming the resistance for today. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum also below average. So chances of going down is higher than the chances of going up. QQQ is up 0.01% to 0.02% as we speak. And we have this diagonal line of support, which is providing the support as part of the parallel channel for a very long period of time. So that's the ultimate support for today. Intermediate support could be at around 604.34. And we also have the head and shoulder pattern out here. So I would say that this blue line out here that you see at 589.27, that is going to be the neckline for this head and shoulder pattern. So if we break that, then the chances are that we'll try to track a target for this head and shoulder, which is going to be pretty deep. I'll draw that once we trigger this off. I don't want to jinx it right now. And my position is bearish, so as it falls, I'm happy and gleeful. So please don't mind me if you are in the longs. Now let's go on and have a look at AI. And NVDA is down 1.39%. It's the pre-earning jitters, I would say. If NVIDIA did deliver, then I think all bets are off and all our calculations will have to change, because it will boost the AI sector entirely and it itself will go up. Now, do I have any NVIDIA in my portfolio? No. I am negative on FNGD. I'm short using FNGD, negative on MAX 7, and I do have gold, and I might dollar cost average gold again. So that's my plan. So I'm not buying any NVIDIA. It's too risky for me, for my profile. If it did drop, it could drop pretty good. Next, we look at Meta. And another thing I wanted to tell you about NVIDIA is that, of course, I'm not an expert technical analyst, but I'm thinking if this is the shoulder and this is the head, and if this is the second shoulder, right? So that is worrying me. I'm not sure if this strictly fits a head and shoulder pattern, but it does look like a head and shoulder to me. If you have any opinion, please just put it in the comment section, because if that happened to be a head and shoulder, then what I would do is I would take the tallest point out here and go all the way down here and put it here. So it should take me somewhere around 156.56. So that's what I'm thinking is likely to be the target for NVIDIA. Of course, NVIDIA is everybody's darling right now. So I'm not absolutely sure. So I'm going to remove this, but that's the reason why I'm not going in. Hot Dog says, whatever happens to NVIDIA, it will move the market more than the GDP of most countries. Absolutely. So that is that fear, right? So if this did come true, then if it goes to 156.72, that would drag all my profits out, right? I have accumulated profits which I have realized, and I have got accumulated losses on the shorts. So the shorts will go up and this will neutralize my shorts. So that will be the problem. That's why I'm not going in for NVIDIA. It's too risky for me. Taking that off, let's go to Meta. Meta is down 0.35%. I think Meta is going to continue going down. And we had a dead cat bounce here. So when we come back again, somewhere closer to 23.87, I think we should look for a dead cat bounce. Right now we are down 0.29% out here. Now let's look at Google. Google has gone up. Berkshire Hathaway has got Google stakes that was disclosed. That's also another positive factor. And remember, fellows, we were always positive about Google, even though it was lagging the MAX 7. And we said that the ratios and valuation looked pretty good. And also Google had been investing in AI way before and still delivering its margins. So it was a slow and steady company in AI. So right now it is looking much healthier than the others. So definitely this is working out. Probably that could reinstate our target of 308.91. So let's wait and watch what happens out here. I don't have any Google in my portfolio. Amazon is up 0.26%. And I think as far as Amazon is concerned, I think it has completed its gap fill. It's almost completed its gap fill. So it could probably try and test the support today at 242.24. Market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is just at average. So it could go either way. There's a market delta also. If the whole overall market goes down, then 0.28% is not that much. It can start coming down again. I was a little bit mistaken. Sorry, it has not done its gap fill. The gap fill starts from 227. So there is still scope for Amazon to come down and complete the gap fill before it goes back up again. So I think Amazon might likely come down after the market opens. Apple is down 1.09%. It will get support at 265.89. And then we look at Microsoft, which is down 0.42%. It still has got good support at 498.28, and it has got a resistance at around 514.67. Tesla is down 1.11%, and we are moving towards our target of 352.64, which is our target for the double top. I have not seen other people talking about a double top with Tesla, so I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but this looks darn well like a double top to me. So I'm going with double top, and 351.64 is the target. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average. So all systems go for my TSLQ. Oracle is down 0.76% in pre-market trade. I suppose that Oracle will now need to start consolidating. We have got a support today at 220.60. Right now we are at 221.29. We have broken down below this support twice and we have been pushed back up. My TSLQ going BREP, going green, going green. Yeah, I had dollar cost average TSLQ. I bought more TSLQ. It's starting to go green for me as well. So yeah, I'm thinking that Oracle is going to twine around this diagonal line of resistance. It should stay above this support line because it has dropped significantly. It has also covered the gap down. The only concern for Oracle is the high debt equity ratio, and with liquidity problems in the market and everything, I suspect that people are getting a little jittery about Oracle. I think it will consolidate a little bit before it goes down any further, because it's moved much further away from this diagonal line of resistance. I'm just recalibrating it from this diagonal line of resistance. So it has to come back down here. Next, let's go on to AMD. AMD is down 0.40%. It will get support today at 236.78. SMCI is down 0.74. I have shorted SMCI with SMCZ. It's pretty positive. I have not yet decided to take the profits out there, but I'm waiting for it to come closer to the support here at 31.01. That's when I would like to take the profits. It's looking bearish to me because market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum was absolutely at the rock bottom. So it was a dead cat bounce that happened here. That's what I think this green candle was. So you're going to see a little bit of consolidation and a little bit more drop out here for SMCI, but ultimate support is at 30.96. Broadcom is down 0.29% in pre-market trades. Very strong resistance today at 344.88, and it will get definitely a good amount of support at 331.39. Palantir is down 1.33% in pre-market trades, and it could get some support at 167.33. Next we have SMH, which is down 0.54%. So it's going to get a resistance today at 344.81. I'm going to mark that red, and it's going to get a support at 334.40. Tempus AI is continuing its move downwards. We have a target for Tempus AI at 59.21. Maybe it would not do 59.21, but rather it would end up at 59.39. That's also a good possibility. 59.39, sorry, let me open this up. It doesn't come out. Okay, it's not a straight line, that's why. So somewhere around 59.21 to 59.39 is where Tempus AI is going to halt, in my opinion. Then it has a chance of a bounce back from there. So I'll continue to watch it go down. And when it's closer to this level of 59.03, I might try to nibble a little bit. And then we have, let's go on to look at Genomics. Prime is up 3.86%. Prime is up because they have made an announcement of prime editing cure for Wilson disease, which is likely to be a functional cure or a durable cure, which will last once and done kind of a treatment. That has given us a little bit of a jump, and also we are very close to support at 3.07. So I'll wait and watch what happens with Prime. I think that unless it bounces off this support, I wouldn't be confident that it's a proper bounce. And we have diagonal line of resistance out here, which is going to give a strong resistance. And also this green line should actually be a red line and provide resistance for us at around 3.87 today. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum also below average. Intelia is down 1.15%, and as you can see here, we don't have any bullish signs as such, but we have a lot of gap downs, and we are also coming very close to a dead cat bounce territory. So if the momentum drops further, we could look at a potential dead cat bounce. That may not last very long. We may have some kind of consolidation, and once the consolidation is over, we can look at opportunities to bounce up. And meanwhile, we'll start looking at the next earnings. We also need to look at Intelia's cash runway to get a feel of how it's going to behave. I don't have that information. I've gone totally into technical instead of fundamentals. Now let's look at Caribou Biosciences. I have some Caribou with me. I'm rooting for it. But right now, Caribou Biosciences seems to be consolidating a little bit. I would have been happy if it had hit the support and then bounced off. It did not do that. So let us wait and watch what patterns develop out here, or if it's going to take a longer time to hit the support and then bounce back. Right now, market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is below average. So this gain of 1 cent is a bit suspect right now. Beam Therapeutics is up 0.09% in pre-market trades. It is on a definite trajectory downwards, and the market sentiment, MACD, momentum, everything is bearish. Altimmune is flat in pre-market trades. It has bounced back into this diagonal line of support, and for today the support is going to be somewhere around 4.07, and the resistance is going to be somewhere, I would say, at around 4.30. Next, let's go on to Editas, which has got no trades pre-market, but it seems to me that it's just consolidating out here, and potentially it could consolidate further or it could drop because MACD, momentum, market sentiment, everything is bearish for Editas. Illumina is looking pretty interesting to me. We got a bull flag and it's consolidated significantly, and this diagonal line of resistance is the breakout point. If it breaks out above this, then I would say I would have a new target for it. There's a huge gap up from here. So the flagpole for this is pretty long, and therefore the target will be pretty high. And that target could probably match up with the earlier target of 135.07 from a cup and handle pattern. So overall, that's what I am thinking. So let's see how it goes. Now let's look at CRISPR Therapeutics. It's down 1.01% in pre-market trades. We have resistance at 53.25. I think the markets are very cautious at this point of time. The delta effect will also be significant for startup companies. But CRISPR, I think, is an exception in our genomics watch list. It should do pretty good. And I'm looking forward to more consolidation and testing of support at 53.14 as we go ahead. The market sentiment is very bearish. MACD is also bearish, and momentum came almost close to 30% and bounced off. So I'm thinking that some consolidation is in order for us at this point of time to build a foundation and then start moving up. A lot of gains have been given up. If you look at the drop in CRISPR, we have lost around 36%, and there is not much justification to lose that 36% because CRISPR Therapeutics has increased its intellectual property. It has got cash-heavy revenue coming in, and it's making progress in all its clinical trials, and there's been no adverse news of any sort. So I'm thinking that CRISPR Therapeutics is long overdue a little bit of upward movement, and maybe it will build a foundation now and then start moving upwards. Allogene is down 0.81%. It's not looking very bullish to me right now, but if we were to form a reverse head and shoulder pattern, then I would change my opinion, because there is one shoulder here, there is a head here, and who knows, maybe we form another shoulder, but we'll have to wait for the candles to develop and then see what happens. Grail is up 1.65% in pre-market trades. I'm still not getting any idea of what this is going to be. The topping tail still dominates, so I'm going to wait and watch more candles. I have no verdict out here. Let's look at PSEV, which is up 0.62%, maybe a bit of consolidation. Support definitely at 1.44, resistance definitely at 1.72. ARCG is down 0.30% in pre-market trades. We have a support at 26.62. That is going to be our support. And we have a resistance at 26.82. Right now we are at 26.81. So that's the lay of the land for ARCG today. Vertex is down 0.01. We have already met our target, so we are just waiting to see if there is any new pattern forming. Next, let's look at Ginkgo Bioworks, which is flat in pre-market trades. We are looking at a potential dead cat bounce today because all the indicators are at the bottom. And let's look at Precision. Precision had positive news for its Papazemos. Let me look at it here. Papazemos FDA approval drove revenue growth, but large non-cash charges led to a steep net loss. So I would like to see what candles develop out here. We had a cup and handle pattern, I think, which kind of worked out. So let me draw the target, and so we already met our target and came down. Our target was 4.98. I'm sorry I didn't spot this earlier, but that was our target. We already met that. Let us see if we form any new patterns out here for precision. Eli Lilly is doing pretty well. I'm not able to adjust this properly. It kind of moves away when I adjust it. It becomes straight and it doesn't come down. So I'm just going to leave this as it was, and I'm going to see offline. I'll go and see what tweaks need to be done in order to move this forward. But the diagonal line of support is going to be at 856.14. We are already moved significantly up. So this is a long flag pull, and we are looking at a flag forming out here, bull flag forming out here. So I'll wait for more candles to come through. There is consolidation happening out here with Lilly. It's down 1.21%. I wouldn't be too worried about Lilly right now. And next, let us look at Ultragenics. Ultragenics is up 1.12% back on top of this diagonal line of support. Just going to extend this diagonal line of support a little bit more. And for today, the support is going to be 32.63. And we are moving in the right direction, in my opinion. MACD is still bearish, but tending towards being neutral. MACD is bearish, but tending towards the signal line and crossing over to the bullish side. Market sentiment is bearish, but flatlined almost close to neutral. And momentum is just above average. So I am thinking that we'll continue traveling along this diagonal line of support for today as well. So that said, let me go on and have a look at, I forgot to see gold because gold is important. I don't remember doing gold. So gold, yeah, gold has gone negative again. It's been fluctuating between negative and positive. As you can see, there's a doji candle happening out here. Yeah, I recollect we did gold already. I did the bullish pennant out here, so that's done. Now let's go to cryptocurrency. Currencies, Bitcoin USD. So Bitcoin is up 0.50% in pre-market trades, but I think it's mirroring the index. If the index goes down, Bitcoin will also go down. And we have bear flag out here, and we have support at around 91,745. There is also talk about liquidity drying up, and therefore cryptocurrencies going through a really difficult time. So if all that is true, I'm expecting 91,745 will be a very strong support today, which we'll have to see how it goes. Overall, everything looks negative for Ethereum and Bitcoin. And Ethereum is up 1.93% this morning. But if you look at the market sentiment, it is bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also below average. And I think as far as Ethereum is concerned, it has been dropping very rapidly. And there are lots of resistance up ahead, which it has to break through in case that it wants to make any moves higher. And for today, the resistance is going to be 3,366.97. That's our resistance. And right now we are at 3,148. So that's the state for Ethereum. Then we are going to XRP. XRP is up 1.44%. It's just at 2.24, pretty low, and we have a head and shoulder pattern out here. So I think the trigger point for that head and shoulder would be this parallel channel, the bottom of the parallel channel. So I'm dreading what would happen if that takes place. So that's all for today, my friends. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or market strategies, please share it with me. Otherwise, I am ready to wind down for the day. Unless BTC makes an 80 hedge, altcoins are finished for the cycle. Yeah, I think so. I guess so. Okay, guys, bye for now. I'll catch up with you again in the next one. See you later.